Hi, it is Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Welcome to Track Girl Summer. I am your host, Natasha Hastings. This is my co host, Kori Carter, and we are bringing the culture to track and field.
Track girl summer, track girl summer. You know I like the claps.
Follow me.
And guys, I got my camera together. I charged my battery, so you can see how cute I am in HD.
All right. Follow me, Natasha Hastings, Twitter, IG, Facebook, YouTube. Follow the Kori Monster, Twitter, IG. She dibbles and
Why
dabbles.
are you asking to follow you first?
Facebook. It's the same script that I've been going by for
Maybe you should switch it up,
however long. Anyway, most importantly, follow Track Girl Summer. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Shop the merch. Um,
At our website,
we will be coming to
trackgirlsummer.com.
you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, bringing the shenanigans, bringing some dope guests. We have some no guests tonight. It's still going to be a great show, but we have some dope guests lined up for the next couple of episodes. So we're going to get into it. We're going to get into the things.
Cool.
Hi. Let's get some more people to the party. You know the deal. Share, like, subscribe. Get some folks in the room.
Well, yes, we are going to get into the things. But first, we're going to get into this lurk that I have on. First of all, she's got a new chair. It's a romper situation.
Oh, is that? It's a romper? Okay.
I feel like Jordan brands, like, sometimes they just are like, let's just make something exclusively for Kori style. And you want to know something great?
Listening.
Like, the sleeves come off. You want to get into these biceps? Like, we can get into it. Hold on. Give me a second. But, like, don't play with me. Like, get into.
I'm glad that you're doing all of this.
Moment up top, though.
I'm glad that you're doing all of this because I've made no effort. I literally told myself today, you have become the mom that has let herself go. So I'm going to get it together. I'm just wearing a little bit of the finish line.
You're letting yourself go?
Available at 400meterdiva.com. I'm rocking Track Girls hat, available at Track Girl Summer Trucker hat, available at trackgirlsummer.com. Shop the merch. Get into it.
Someone said Track Girls. Oh, okay, she uploaded the merch. Not too many meets left, but like just because there's not meets left doesn't mean we can't still talk track. We'll just keep doing our interviews so you can get to know the personalities off the track while people are in the off season. Don't worry, we're not going anywhere. I told you. What did I tell you guys at the end of every show? It doesn't matter what the season is. It's always tropical summer. But the merch looks amazing.
Hey Dexter, happy belated birthday.
Shout out to everyone we've already got some orders rolling in. Very appreciative. So thank you guys for that.
Thanks for supporting the hustle. You go and shop, check out our website. We're also offering some one-on-ones. Those the things.
Yeah.
They are cute.
I still haven't got the merch. I gotta order some merch myself.
All right. Well, here we are.
Yes, Peter. We saw your order, Peter. I actually looked at every single order and like looked at all the names because I was so appreciative. But y'all been asking for the merch. We got it.
And we delivered.
I'm not done with my fit check. This is my diabetes bracelet. So if I fall out and get hypoglycemic, people will know. But it's in gold because, drip is forever, even with the diabetes. So we out here. I have not been following the Paralympic Games, and I hate myself for it. Because I wanted to watch Lex get his jump on. I wanted to see Hunter run. I've just been trash when it comes to Paralympics. I apologize to that man. We've been trying to just keep up with the Diamond League at this point.
Yeah. So let's get into it.
Let's get into this Brussels Diamond League. I enjoyed this meet.
I did too.
How'd you feel about it?
It was no shade, no tea, but it was a little bit more enjoyable than the previous Diamond League meet. But I think we see a bit of strategy, kind of so people preparing for Zurich, the Diamond League final.
I don't know what was happening in Paris, but and that's no shade to the athletes that are out there doing their best and going ahead and doing their thing. I told you we're spoiled at this point. We want to see them. What's not initials? Is initials the word I'm looking for? I want to see letters behind people's times. I want meet record. I want season's best. I want PBs. I want national records. I want world records. I'm so spoiled. But let's get into the first race of the evening. 400, your event. The men's 400. Look, let me tell you something. Mike Cherry has been telling y'all all season that he's that dude. He has been so consistent. Natasha got mad at me for putting this in the notes, but I wanted to read you.
I didn't get mad.
She was just like, girl, but I'm like, girl. He's run 44:21, 44:35, 44:37, 44:44, 44:50, 44:55, 44:69, 44:74, 44:82, 44:86, 44:86, and then came out in 44:03 at Brussels. He ran sub 45 12 times this season. I feel like that big PR was just coming. We knew it was coming because he's been so freaking consistent. And I feel like that's hard to do in the 400. And I'm just going to say, I feel like that 43 is on its way.
Almost definitely.
Yeah. It's FedEx 2-day shipping. It's in the mail.
I'm not even.
What?
I'm not. But I feel like oftentimes when you see consistency like this, there's a huge drop coming, and it's usually a huge one. So it'll be interesting to see. Will he be in Zurich? I feel like he's in Zurich, right? The men's 400 is in the.
I read these times off. There's no way he's not.
Yeah, but I'm saying is the 400 is the men's 400 in Zurich?
Don't ask me questions I don't know. Aisha. No.
He deserves it, but it was a good race. He took charge early, but Karani tried to give him a run for his money.
You guys know.
But Mike did a good job of keeping his composure because Karani basically took the lead on the second turn. But Mike, had something to strike to come home, and so he came home with the win, 44:03, a new PB and meet record.
He looked so strong coming home.
He did. Karani was 44:51. Again, Karani's coming back from health issues, and to see him back to being competitive and back to his health is exciting to see. And Makwala was third in 44:83.
I feel like I already said this, but I love me some Karani James. That's all I
I
can
came
say.
through. All will be in Zurich. All finals are in Zurich. I can't keep up with it because it's like some years, like back in my day, the 400 final would be in Brussels. And then that's why I never ran in Zurich because the 400
Yeah,
final was never in Zurich. But then,
which makes it interesting because you can't do. It's gonna be harder to do a double then,
yeah,
like
yeah,
when China was in the 4-2.
yeah.
Unless you're the hottest girl this season, which is Fred Curley, but we're gonna get to that.
Oh, this was Cherry's only 400 Diamond League race.
Oh yeah, because now I'm looking at these time
Yeah, none of them were, yeah, they weren't even overseas.
because
They were all at home.
yeah,
Just one
they're
overseas.
all home except for that race you ran in Italy.
Yeah.
Um,
Two, Rovereto
yeah,
and Gaiuli. I don't know where that is.
yeah,
Gaiuli is,
but I feel like that has a lot to do with the COVID. That probably has a lot to do with the COVID.
oh, for sure.
Um, but put him in the race anyways
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
because I want to see it.
56 people in the chat. Subscribe, like, share, bring some folks to the party.
I just don't know why your mom's not on here right now.
She probably is. She
No, I'm not talking
she
about your
came
mom.
for me earlier. She was like, "Why do you guys go live so late?" And I was like, "Cause I need to make sure my child is asleep. You're not here to watch him."
I don't know. I shouldn't have been, but when I said your mom, I meant like all the people watching. Why haven't you told your mom to get
Oh,
up? Mom, are you watching? She's watching Naomi, her favorite athlete. Um,
oh yeah, the U.S. Open. My mom was watching that today too.
see, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Then the my show, but she said no. I'm watching Naomi. Did you hear her? Kevin Brown's in here, and we're excited about it.
Thanks for
Um,
joining.
do you want to talk about this discus?
Let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
You know I'm biased when it comes to the discus because I raised Val Allman by myself as a single mother. Her mom might say differently, but I wrote for it. She was one of my babies at Stanford. That's why I say that. But they talked about how she like found a career in discus after she was a dancer before. And I feel like that can contribute to how like agile she is because I say this all the time, like throwers are so strong, but then they have to basically pirouette in this tiny little circle and they're such large human beings. And I also wanted to talk about like when you see Val, her body type, she's a lot leaner than she has ever been before. Like when we came back from summer break this year, I was like, Val, like you are slim, thick. And her coach, Coach Zion, said he posted earlier this week. He said, "There's a reason the elephant isn't the king of the jungle." And he basically was just talking about her weight to strength ratio is so crazy, but that's why she's able to have so much power and speed in the ring. And I just think that's really dope. As you see, like I feel like she's kind of Whitney was talking about. We're seeing like a change in like what the ideal body type is for a thrower.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's just such long limbs.
Did you think I was being funny when I put her professional dancer in the?
No, I just didn't. I'm like, how did I not know this about her? I just never knew this about her. I'm like, I don't talk to my daughter enough. Terrible mother. But anyway, she made it into the sudden death round, which as I hate, with Yami Perez, who ended up winning. She threw 66.47. Val came in second with 64.25. No, sorry. That's what she threw in the third round. She threw 63.38, which was less than an inch than Perez's throw of 63.41. And
because you out here trying to report on the furthest throw instead of what the places were. You over there
yes,
using yourself.
Like, You know what? You know what?
You
Because
confusing yourself.
they're confusing me.
You confusing yourself because I had it in there first, second, and third. Perez threw an inch further than Almond in the final.
So we're gonna say like,
Perkovic.
oh, the farthest throw doesn't matter. Like we should at least, you know what? Go ahead. You report on it because
You
I
got
feel like we
it.
should talk about the biggest throw of the day. But
You got it.
I didn't mind because
I'm just saying, if Elaine ran 10-7 in the semi, we're not going to talk about the 10-7. We going to say
what semi?
she won the final.
What Diamond League semi have you run in?
The Diamond League, the throwers and the jumpers
And
get
we're gonna
semis.
and I'm gonna get into how I did not like. I'm gonna get into this again when we talk about men's long jump. So I really didn't like it then.
Okay.
But you go ahead and tell us how the world got third because
I'm not the only person who disagrees with the rule, so or not disagrees with the rule, who is okay with the change in the rule. But go ahead.
okay, you and someone can go have fun with this rule.
Me and who?
You non. Sonya likes it. Sonya Richards Ross
Yeah.
likes the new rule, but I have yet to hear a field eventer say that they appreciate this. And so
Of course not, because they've grown accustomed to it and it's been changed for them. So of course not.
So my question is, Natasha, why does your opinion as a sprinter matter?
I've already said why I feel the way that I feel.
I said why.
And here's the irony of all of this, right? Before any of this even came about, I still had this belief. Why do you get 6 tries to get it right? And I only get one. And where it really came about was back when there was the Visa Championship Series where we're all competing for the same pot. And again, I only get one shot, but you get 6 to get it.
I feel okay.
So I've had that argument since way back then. So I've always felt like I only get one shot and you get 6.
It makes sense in that situation, but I feel like you're trying to be like everyone should be the same. But it's not as if you get one shot, but also the girl next to you gets one shot. Like it's an equal playing field for your event.
Right. And so it's even for them.
Let the field eventers do field and you stay on the track. You stay in your lane.
I'm in my lane. I'm giving my opinion. I'm just saying.
Why did
they all have the same opportunities?
Kori from Croatia through 65-14.
But she fouled in the sudden death, so she plays third.
Throw of the day, but she fouled the last throw, so she got third place. And
that's what happens. You can blaze the semis and then step on the line in the final, and you're disqualified. That's what happens.
Thank you, Aisha, for providing the information that we needed. And thank you, Dexter, for agreeing with me.
I don't care. I'll stay out on the island by myself. Don't make me none.
I used to be able to move the program on. And I listen to what Aisha says. In the women's mile.
We can't have a little healthy debate. What's wrong with a little healthy debate?
We want to have a healthy fight.
I said what I said. All right, go to the women's mile.
Hassan was out here Hassaning. She said it actually was a really good race. It was 2 different races. So she won her race. And so she got first in her race, and then Agzumawit Mbaye from Ethiopia, she got first in the second heat of the women's mile. That's what we'll call the rest of the group.
I literally was about to be like, oh, I didn't know there was a second.
No, Hassan was in her own heat.
She was in her own race.
Okay, so heat 1, Safan got first. She ran 4:14.74, world lead, meet record, 5th fastest time in history. And then Mbaye from Ethiopia, she got first in Heat 2 with 4:21. That's
I'm
a
not
season
doing
best.
this with you today. And
Second place,
Baye
the
was
women
second.
of Australia, 4:21.38 for an area record and a PB. And Elise Cranny, she got fourth in Heat 2. Shout out to Elise. You know how Nerd Nation does. 4:21.90 PB. And Josette Norris, she got fifth with 4:22.71. That's also PB. Everyone in that race had a PB or a season best. Everyone had the little, I like the initials. So it was a fast race, whether you were in Heat 1 or in Heat 2.
Why are you like this?
I don't know. But
I really thought you were talking about like another heat. I was like,
it was
another heat?
a Heat.
You right. You are right.
You can't tell me they started at the same time. That girl
You-
had at least 80 meters.
Okay, now maybe it was more like 60.
At one point, she had about 80, okay? At one point.
The poor rabbit looked like, okay, let me get off the track now. The rabbit did a good job though. She did.
No, she came through in 2:04.9
Mm-hmm.
at 800, so how?
Houseway.
Houseway? It was, look, I stand by what I said. It was Heat 1, Heat 2, Heat A, Heat B, whatever you want to call it. Two women miles happened on the track and today, and that's just that. But yeah, it was a fast race. I'm like, everyone was out there getting the season best PB, which I don't think the only other race I've seen that was like the women's 400 hurdle final was like that, where everyone was having a moment.
Charmaine Grant said, Stefan's wins are always so weird. No one usually celebrates with her.
I get that. But maybe by the time they get to the finish line, like she already in the mix zone.
Nah, she stayed on the track and took her shoes off. I did
I was
kind
being
of
sarcastic.
peep that, like, I don't know.
Well, tell us about I will celebrate with her because that's a bad mama jammer right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to speculate, but we could.
We're going back to this long jump sudden death fight because someone brought up a really good point. Would you want every thrower and jumper just to get one jump? One jump?
I mean, Ryan Krauser's throwing world records on his first throw, so it's not impossible.
Here's what we're not about to do.
It's not impossible. I'm just
mortals. We're not about to judge us mere mortals by the standard of Ryan Krauser because he is above us, and we know that. Okay,
I'm just saying it's not impossible for you to go out and do your first throw or jump, and it be the best one. I'm just saying. I only have one shot. I got one time to get it right.
What you have, Tasha?
I see.
Someone said, okay, but everyone's on Ryan. Ryan invented the shot put.
Everyone ain't Natasha. Everyone ain't Kori. Everyone ain't Michelle Carter. Everyone ain't Gabby Thomas. Everyone ain't Elaine Thompson.
The world would be a hot mess.
You do what you got to do. We gonna get out there and run 3 races every meet. I'm just saying.
They're saying it's because of Alberto.
That's why I said I could speculate, but I'm not going to.
In the men's pole vault,
we jumping over the. All right, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Oh, I don't know why I scrolled past that.
Go ahead. Do that. We can come back to it.
Yeah. In the men's pole vault, I really like there's an Instagram post where World Athletics said it's Mondo's Mundo, and I really like that because it really is his world. We're all just living in it. He it only took him 4 jumps to win the competition, right? Won the competition by
I would
clearing.
like to also highlight that he's only 21. Sorry. Go ahead. But I feel like that needed to be said before you start getting into like comes into the competition late, 4 jumps, he's like this
I'm pretty sure
me.
everyone knows that he's 21, but okay.
What'd you say?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I feel like everyone knows that he's 21. You're like, I feel like you need it. You're like, I feel like
But
you need to say that before.
well, whether or not everyone knows or not, I feel like it needs to be said as you further go into how he did today because he's out there jumping against some vets. Well, maybe not today, but continue.
Um, I want to answer this question, but you told me not to get distracted. So after pole vault, I'm gonna answer that question. Okay, so it only took him 4 jumps to win the competition. Uh, by clearing one. Then he moved the bar to 605. He missed twice, and then he cleared it, and then he went after six. Sorry, he moved the bar to 605. I said that. And that's a meet record. And then he moved the bar to 619, as he always does, to get that world record attempt. I feel like it's coming. It's coming. This 619. I'm excited for it. And then Christopher Nielsen, second place. Shout out to Team USA. And shout out to Casey Lightfoot, 585 for he equaled his PBS scoring. PBS.
Okay.
I don't like that. But yeah, I feel like we have this new wave of like young U.S. pole vaulters, and they're like doing the things. I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited. I'm excited for them because they're young too, especially Casey Lightfoot. Um, why does it feel like the men's pole vault is at every day? It's because they actually put the pole vault on TV and they give them TV time, unlike the rest of the field events where it's an afterthought. And I'm not saying that pole vault gets too much love. I'm saying that other field events don't get enough love. They be every other field event, they're like, oh, here's one jump, one throw. The competition's already over. It ended 20 minutes ago. Let's give you guys a recap real quick. And then pole vault, they're checking in every 5 minutes. So, but that's just why I feel like it's always there. They gonna let you know that they pole vaulted.
You want to go back to what you were gonna say before you got distracted?
Oh yeah. Do I agree with Salazar being permanently banned? Yeah. If you're cheating, you don't belong in this sport. I feel like especially as a coach because your influence is a lot greater than like I'm an athlete. I don't even say those words, but like one athlete cheating by themselves, is one person. But if you're a coach with a training group, you have an influence over several athletes and can cause them to go. And you can do that you can do that for a lot longer than you can be an athlete. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I think if you are intentionally doping, because I do think there are times when like stuff gets in your system and it's an accident or you go to the hospital and they give you something. I feel like there's like wiggle. Not saying you shouldn't get banned, but I feel like what the heck? All right, I don't know why it went out. But yeah, I think if you are caught and you're intentionally doping, out of here. Send them to jail. What do you think, Natasha?
I feel like if you've been a fan of Track Girl Summer, you already know how we feel about it. I will say even if you're unintentionally doping, there should still be some sort of consequence.
Yeah, I agree
But
with that. Just
um,
maybe not a lifetime ban.
but I don't. Yeah, I don't have any sympathy for Salazar. Just if what has been if what has been alleged against him is true, I don't have any sympathy. So yeah.
I had to get a TUE. I'm in the process of filing my TUE.
Hmm.
which is like, I'm like, I was always been like, oh, I've never needed one of those, but insulin is illegal.
By the way, our whereabouts are due on the 7th, on the 15th. So don't forget to do those.
I won't, because if I do, they're gonna call me, email me, call me, beat me if you want to reach me. Um, do you want to talk about this 5K?
Or are we gonna go back?
Oh, I was, I can't.
You want to do
Yeah.
that? You want to do that one last?
Hmm.
All right. So let's talk about the 5K. Um, an interesting race. Helen Obiri from Kenya. She's the silver medalist at the Olympic Games and two-time world champion. She ran a strong race, took off at the bell, looked like she had it in the bag. Um, Taye, I hope I'm saying that right. She made a little swing out wide and took her over. And Nayan Saba said, I'm going to come get all of y'all. Probably in the
And
last
I
like
didn't think she was really cool.
40, 30 meters and took the win. So she won in 12, 25, 34, which was also a new national record for her and 30 seconds faster than her previous national record.
Of course.
Tai of Ethiopia was second in 12:25:63, which shows you how close that it was that Nyan Saba took over. And Obiri of Kenya was third in 12:26:23.
Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The girls were running. I haven't really been appreciating these distance run because like it has been dramatic coming down to a lean and a 5K. And I if I'm gonna be honest, like I have been very impressed with how Francine has been running, especially post Olympics. She's just been running so strong and so well. But I looked at her face with like 120, 150 to go, and I was like, oh, she ain't got it. The girls finally got her, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And she just went up in her bag and was like, oh, what y'all don't know is I have mid-distance speed. Y'all ain't got that. Y'all ain't got that. I'm telling you, the girls have been racing, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. We've been seeing really good distance races, and I like it. I like it a lot. Um, we've always been told you're responsible for what goes in your body, so unintentional isn't. I'm saying there's a difference between like something entering my system. Yes, I'm saying you are responsible for anything that goes in your body. But there is a difference between like deliberate, egregious, I am doping, and you know what, like my supplements got contaminated, something,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not saying that in that case that person should not have any sort of consequences, but I'm talking about lifetime bans for these deliberate people.
Yeah.
Like, I want them
Outright,
out of
you know what you're doing. You're intentionally doing it to have an edge over your competitors.
because there's a difference between you have a technicality, whatever, misunderstanding, whatever, and the complete moral and ethical issue at hand with
Mm-hmm.
the other situation. So, yes, Francine is making the best of her situation. She's making, honestly, look, when the world closes a door on you, God finds a window, because He said, you know what, you're gonna still thrive, and I'm honestly not mad at it. Because if you told me I was going from the 800 to the 5K and 10K, stop it. The number of the mileage that her training had to go up this year. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Do you know how mad I would be if they told me to run the 800? And that's basically my race. It's the same energy system.
Yeah.
No, ma'am. Um,
Hey, Victoria. Before we move on, Claudette wants to know, how do y'all feel when people who serve doping bans come back to compete? Don't y'all feel like they still juice? 73 people in the chat. Keep sharing, liking, subscribing. Bring people to the Track Girl Summer Party. It's tough. I will say that it is tough. But as an American, I don't know what everyone else's justice system is, but we have a justice system where if you do the crime, you do the time. If you've done your time, I'm supposed to, welcome you back into society, welcome you back into competition. But I would be lying
No. Can we
if
tell you
I did
something?
not say that I
Mm-mm.
don't side eye.
That's not even how our justice system works, because you get put on parole,
You get put on
and
parole. This is
you know
true.
who doesn't. You know who won't be getting a job? People who've gone to jail.
This is
You know who
true.
has a hard
This is
time.
true. But
You know who
no.
doesn't get a
Where
jump.
what you're talking about is how the system actually works. Theoretically, that is how it's supposed. How it's supposed to work is that you've done the crime, you do the time, you're supposed to be welcomed back into society because you've done your time. Theoretically.
Well,
Now,
what
what
makes
you're
the crime
saying
needs to be different.
is how it actually works. That's facts. But if I'm being honest, anyone who honestly has served any type of ban, I'm giving a side eye. It's
A hard side.
questionable. So
And it's like, I have heard that even if you stop doping, there can be some
ooh,
residual effects.
this is a good one. What about if you get reduced time for cooperation? Is that still considered doing your time? Man, y'all are asking some tough questions tonight.
You can't even get through the meat. Pick from, It's like, yes, I want the sport to be cleaned up, but also it's like you were also cooperating when it came to doping. So like you need to. I just feel like if you're cooperating to the point where like if you can name other culprits and people involved, that means you're part of a system, an ecosystem of cheating, which goes back to my point is that is deliberate, which means you should be serving a lifetime ban. That's not like a oopsie daisy, a technicality. That is a whole system. If you can
And I think the
cooperate.
powers that be understand that, and that's why they use that tactic of like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, we know if you're doing it, you probably know
Yeah.
some other folks that are doing it. So let us know who else is doing it, and maybe we can shave some time off.
Yeah.
That happens. That is totally what happens. Not saying that I agree with it, not saying that it's right.
But I also feel like that's why I feel so strongly about coaches, because I feel like that's the root of
Oh
the
yeah,
problem.
yeah.
That is like, because coaches have so much influence and power over athletes. I don't think people understand that. Like Coach Flo could tell me to no. Sorry. I thought I put myself on do not disturb. Coach would tell me to chop off my arm, and I would ask him which one. If he was like, this is gonna make you run faster, okay? He couldn't tell me to dope, but there are coaches, like coaches know the power that they have over their athletes, and some use it to bring the best out of you, and some use it to misuse and abuse athletes, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
And it's very sad when you see situations like that. And then I'm gonna say that to see them have repeat victims is really damning. And it's then I feel like a lot of times it's like, and then the athlete gets a ban and the coach gets to continue on making money, having influence, and perpetuating the
Influencing
cycle.
other athletes to do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when you get banned and you can't make money, you think that coach is going to be like, all right, well, let me make sure you're good.
Yeah.
No, he's going to take checks from that next athlete that he's pumping drugs into.
Yeah. Justin was suspended 2004 to 8. He still gets side-eyed 13 years later. Yeah. It's, I mean, I love Justin. Justin and I have no problem. I love
Yeah, we
Justin.
need to love
Again,
Justin even more.
he
My
served
mom.
his time. But unfortunately, that's just like the facts of life. That, like,
Mhm.
if I walk out tomorrow and rob a bank, I'll serve my
I'm not
time
leaving my
for it,
person.
but
I'm
people
not
will
leaving my pressure
forever
on
see
you.
me as a thief. Like, and I can do all of the things that the retribution, paid retribution, whether it's in community service, time served, whatever, there will still be that mark against me. And that's why our parents always tell us you can do a million great things in your lifetime, but the second you do that one bad thing, that lives on your reputation. It's unfortunate. We all make mistakes. Just hopefully don't make that big of a mistake.
Do you think it's a mistake or do you think it's a character thing? Because if you're like, I think it can be a mistake if like in like a Tyson situation where it's like didn't know this was happening, da 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 da, like yada yada
Why
yada.
y'all so spicy tonight?
I don't know. I think if you're banned, you should be banned from the sport. Period. But especially yeah. And when I say banned from the sport, I don't mean just pros. I mean you can't coach high
High
school. You can't
school.
coach
Because here's what blew
especially
my
the kids.
mind was finding out that high school kids are doping.
What?
That
Because here's the thing: is college is expensive, and like you
that
see
blew
the
my
kids
mind.
are 4 years old running these video game times. Like, what we're not going to
Yes.
do tonight is be on
Yes.
topic. And
Right. Like, we're way off topic. That's why I was like, y'all are spicy. Pam said it's Friday. Yes, Anthony Ellison. This is in response to Mike Larry's question. Um, Shelly Ann Frazier was prescribed some pain medication for her braces, and that's what she was popped for. Um, Friday night is for spicy talk, Natasha. Listen, y'all are spicy. Y'all are asking some tough questions tonight. We're here to talk about Brussels,
it isn't that tough
but
though.
y'all want to know the
Because
things.
if you're out here cheating, I don't think you should be in the sport. And if you feel some type of way about that, come fight me. I stand beside that.
Yeah,
I don't think, and I feel like, yeah, like I said, there's room after you serve your ban, whatever. But I also feel like it's like you said how you were saying people make mistakes. I really feel like it's an ethical, like it's a character thing.
I agree.
I am about to oopsie daisy my way into some performance enhancing drugs. That's a choice.
I agree.
Because and here's the thing when it comes to this stuff, it's like you have to do it right. Like there are so many steps that go into it,
Mm-hmm.
timing and you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
That's a decision you made, not a mistake.
you're right. You're right.
Now getting into this high jump. I want to hear a high jump or
This is all you because I was distance learning at this point, so I I couldn't pay
I don't know
attention.
what to say. Like Yaroslava from the Ukraine, she won with 202. Maria lost in Knie. There, words tonight, Kori. She got second with 2 meters. She passed at 202 after missing to see if she can, clear 204. But the teenager, took the W. And Nicola McDermott from Australia, she's been jumping so well this whole year.
Mm-hmm.
She also cleared 2 meters, but she got third based off of misses. They don't have sudden death in high jump. Just wanted to put that out there because not every event is the same, so not everything
They don't
can
have
be
it
the
in
same.
the pole vault either.
Discus, Daniel Stahl of Sweden, he won. He threw the farthest throw on round 1 with 69.31, and then he backed it up in the 6th round with a 67.01. Frederick Dacres of Jamaica, he got second. He threw 65.17 in round 5, and then came back in round 6 and round 60 through 61.75. And Christian from Slovakia through 65, 68 in round 5, but then he fouled his sixth throw. And it was so cute because they had a little podium moment because discus was thrown by the water, which was super dope. But then to see these big giant men get on the one little block for first place to get a picture was the cutest thing. They really had to like figure out how they were going to do it, but I found it cute. High school athletes need to be I got drug tested in high school, but not like random. I only got drug tested when I made a junior and a youth team.
Yeah. And so I
So
think,
like
what that, I don't even know if it was a he or she. Sorry. I hope I'm not mislabeling anyone. Um, but in high school, yeah, I was tested when I made a team, but I think he's referencing like how we are tested out of competition as well.
I I
And
think I think the logistics of that would be a nightmare, like
yeah,
for several reasons. Like one, like the way high school athletes develop, like you can drop crazy time just because like I learned how to do the hurdles last year. I know how to run, and now I go from being obscure to top 10 in the country over, and so you're not, so you could be not in the testing pool and then do you know what I'm saying? And then running really fast times just because like the way athletes just drop times very quickly in high school. I think two, like, is that even legal?
well,
Three, like
I
some of these
the first
adults can't
argument
even.
that you're making, I don't think that matters, but I do think that
We saw it with the men's 100.
the age issue with like someone has to
That's
watch
what
you
they
pee
do.
in a cup. I feel like that's the bigger issue
And
more.
the whereabouts issue. Professionals can't figure out sometimes. You think a teenager is going to be that responsible?
Oh, these teenagers are real responsible with their social media and posting every 5-10 minutes and TikToking and everything. So I really don't think that's a big deal. But I do think that the issue is them being minors. That's the biggest
Yeah.
issue for me. But the drops and the this and the that, like, no, I don't, because
I'm
that's
just saying,
understood. Yeah,
well, I think just logistically and legally it would be hard. And just also a resources thing. Like USADA said they don't have
yeah,
enough resources to do the pros the way that they want to, let alone high schoolers.
schoolers. Agreed.
Or we saw with the Nigerians that like even the collegiate system isn't the right doping system to make sure you can go to the Olympics.
Man, listen,
They need to get on the same page.
I
They
was
need to get
on
on
a
the same page.
I was on a phone call today, not today, a couple days ago. Um, and I heard some NCAA drug testing rules, and I was like, "Oh, what?" So yeah,
You want to tell me that?
yeah,
Um,
we'll talk about it
men's long
offline.
jump. I'm really excited about men's long jump because Stephen McCarter, shout out Float knows, he got his first Diamond League win. He jumped 793 in round 1, and he jumped 799 in round 6. And I just like shout out to Stephen because Stephen has overcome a lot, and I feel like they didn't talk about this in the broadcast. So you're gonna get here. He's had 2 torn hamstrings, and he also had to undergo surgery to remove a tumor from his hip while he was at the University of Texas. He's just been through a lot just so he can jump again, and I'm glad to see him in his. I think this was my first time seeing him in his like. What did he jump in his Nike? I don't remember if at trials he was in his Nike uniform, but it's cute to me to see him in his Nike uniform because I've trained with him many days, and to see him go pro after a long collegiate career. I think he's on his like 6.5 year because like he had a medical red shirt for his tumor surgery, and then like he did that like year we could like take off to train for the Olympics, but then COVID happened, and it was like you about to you dang near done with your master's degree at this point. And then Rush Wall Walsh. Some the South American jumped 795 in round 1, and then 789 in round 6. And Filippo Randazzo, I like that name, from Italy, jumped 789 in round 1 and fouled in round 6. Let me tell you why I don't like the sudden death rule. Because this whole sudden death rule was so that fans could have a better experience when it comes to the field events. And all of the top 3 skipped, they passed on their 5th jump because they knew they were in the final round, and they knew that their 5th jump did not matter. And so you're trying to improve the fan experience, and now you're getting less jumps to experience. I don't like it. You ain't got nothing to say?
Nope. Because if I knew I was in the final and I didn't have to take a 5th jump, I wouldn't take it. It's just like the athletes who get the bye into the World Championships. You only have to show up to trials and run around. If I have to go to trials and just run a different event and not run my event, then that's what I'm going to do. If the argument is for the athletes, that the athletes should get their 6 attempts. Now, if the athletes decide, hey, I don't need this attempt, are we mad at the decision for the athletes? Or do we want to make decisions for the fans?
I feel like we're not going to be seeing it. It hinders the athletes. You're not going to see big jumps because it's like, okay, like I'm going to go for it on this one because I know I have 2 more shots. Like, I'm not going to let it go because every single meet I get a new reason why I hate this thing. I want to see big.
Well, do you hate it as a fan or do you hate it as an athlete? Because you're giving both arguments.
Yeah, because there's several arguments against this.
Okay.
I'm just saying that if you want to see big jumps, you should let athletes have all 6 jumps. What's the big TV?
Well, they had all 6 and they chose not to take the 5th one.
But like that 5th,
that was their choice.
Maybe they took all 6.
So, jumps. Are you saying that they should have to take all 6 jumps?
What I'm saying is I'm not saying they have to take all 6 jumps, but I'm saying like if you're feeling good that day, you're like, I might break the world record, right?
And that's probably how they felt, and they were like, "So let me not jump this 5th jump, so I can jump big in the 6th round." But whether or not they had 6 or not,
you can't. But here's the thing: it's like you can't even go for the world record because you're so worried about I can't foul this one jump.
But whether or not, so your argument was that you don't like this sudden death. Because here's another reason why you don't like the sudden death, because the top 3 decided not to take their 5th jump because they knew they were already in the final. Well, whether there was a sudden death or not, those 3 jumpers could still scratch or decide not to take their 5th jump or not. So that argument doesn't really go with you not liking the sudden death. Because whether they could take all 6 or not, they can opt out of that jump if they want to.
But the reason they didn't want to take that jump is because of the sudden death rule. That's the reason that they did it.
That's what you're assuming. But if they also knew, like, oh, I had a big jump in round 3, nobody's gonna jump past that. I don't feel like taking this 5th jump. They could still make that choice, one way or the other.
Well, the point of the matter is, it's like if you're feeling really good that day and you're like, oh, like let me go after the world record, you're not going to do it in the Diamond League setting because if I'm out here, if you're going to go for it and I might.
It's no different. Like Duplantis knew that he's going after the world record, so I'm not going to join the competition until it's at whatever, so that I don't tire myself out taking however many jumps before. So it's making the same choice. The athlete still has the autonomy to say, I'm going to take the jump or not. So whether the sudden death exists or not, if you're going after the world record, you're going after the world record. If you choose not to take a 5th or a 6th or a 3rd or whatever, you can make that choice.
I can't go after the world record on the 6th jump. I can't go after because I have to worry about getting on the board because if I foul, that means I just got third place, even if I'm in shape to break the world record. I'm right, you're wrong, and
I can go after the world record in the final. But my coach always told me, you go for the win before you go for the world record, because I could go for the world record, but somebody could bust my ass in the finals. It don't matter. Either you going after it or you're not.
The only way to go after is you have jumpers playing it safe. You have jumpers playing it safe instead of jumping the little hearts out.
They're not playing it safe. They're starting to use strategy.
I don't like that. Jumpers have always
we use strategy in our races. We use strategy in our rounds.
You keep equating round, but you in the 100 hurdles, Nadine Vassar ran a really technically sound race.
I'm gonna take that as I won that argument. The fact that you're like moving on, you're done with it.
Over
I win.
You can't make sense out of nonsense. I'm not.
I'm not. Even the people in the chat are agreeing with me.
I'm not. I don't think. First of all, I put the chat away because
now you're done with the chat. Now you don't want to look at the chat anymore. You be all in the chat, and I'm telling you to stay on the script.
I'm not saying you're waiting until the 6th jump to break the world record. I'm saying you can, if you're trying to break the world record, right, and you have 6 attempts, the 6th attempt, you don't have the 6th attempt as an option now. And it's like, even if I break the world record, it doesn't matter.
But you do, because if you're going after the world record, then you're for sure in the sudden death. So you may not win that competition, but you still go home with the world record. Like, they're not going to say, oh, you didn't get the world record because you didn't do it in the sudden death.
So you're going to say, oh, you had the farthest jump of all time.
Oh, Elaine broke the world record in the semifinal of the Olympics, but she came back in the final and came second. So yes, she's the silver medalist, but she's also the world record holder. It's no different. It's no different.
It's different. I don't like it. And Aisha, you hurt me to my core. Nadine Visser ran a technically sound race in the women's 100 hurdles. She ran 12:69. Toby Musan of Nigeria also ran 12:69, but Nadine won with the lead.
This was a good race. This was a good race.
Was Tokyo's bronze medalist Megan Tapper, 12:77, and she may not have won the race, but she has the best smile on the track, hands down. She's the cutest little thing, and she's deadly. In 5th place, Gabby Cunningham ran 12:89. Tapper had a great start.
She had an amazing start. She was leading to like hurdle 8, right?
I don't know. I felt like the lead was getting passed around. It was very like
it did go back and forth, but she was leading for a while.
Yes. But I feel like she kind of lost around hurdle 6. But that Visser maintained technique throughout the race, and I feel like that's what got her the win. She came back. But I feel like, you know what they say in the hurdles, you are only as fast as your technique. And she put on a good clinic. So I enjoyed that race.
I did too. That was a really good one.
Do you want to add this to the end and go straight to the men's 1500?
Sure. But I also was distance learning at this point, so, and I don't have DVR, so you got it. Sorry.
Okay. Men's 1500.
Kori is like so annoyed with me right now. She can't even hide it.
Here's the thing. I never hide my emotions. You know that if I don't like something, I don't like it. If I don't like something, I hate it. And if I like something, I love it. I only do 0 or 100. Everyone knows this. Like, my chest hurts right now, and I'm having a hard time breathing. I need to check my sugar.
Sorry. Not sorry.
In the men's 1500, Australia won with 3:33.20. Oliver Hoare, or is it just Hoare? From Australia ran 3:33.79. And Michael Rosemith from Poland ran 3:33.96. This was a good race. They asked the rabbit to come through in 3:30. They wanted them to run at 3:30 pace. They came through the 8 at 1:38. And from jump, like the field was stretched out, so you knew it was like a very honest race. They were running really well. I feel like McSween ran a really strategic race. Like he sat behind the rabbit, as he's been doing pretty much all season. Like he's running from the front, and then Katir, he took the lead from McSween at the bell lap, and he looked really strong. I thought he was going to take it, but he just didn't. I feel like he used so much energy to get into the front. He faded at the end and ended up in 7th. And I feel like he was strong all the way from the front, and then he was just patient. He didn't panic when he got past, and then when he made his move on the home stretch, like I just felt like it was a really good like showcase of like how to run a strategic race. I'm telling you, the girls have been running. The distance girls have really been out here running.
Yeah.
And I use girls as
I need you
like
to turn your
label if
notifications
you haven't
off.
noticed. The group text is going off, and it's on my computer. Do not disturb. I thought it was
okay.
on. Thanks, girl. I apologize, but yeah. In the 400-meter
Why
hurdle.
Hold on, let's talk about this. Why is your group text going off?
I don't know. I'm reading. I'm like,
are they talking
know.
mess? Like, tell your girl to shut up.
Think so.
Because I feel like if you in a group text, they should be watching right now.
Here's the thing. I don't know someone talking about this new.
I was about to say, unless they coming through with some tea that we need to be reporting on.
The Drake album, okay? Anyways, 400-meter hurdles. Dos Santos got that win. He went from Tokyo bronze to Diamond League gold. He ran 48.23. Paralympics Masters, he ran 48.31. Here's the thing. McMasters should have won that race. He got out. He looked very solid. And he hit hurdle 8, which I felt like messed up his momentum. He hit hurdle 9, which I felt messed up his momentum going into 10 because you saw him stutter set. And that's where Dos Santos made his move. And he was able to just get over the barrier way more efficiently and take it from him at the end. And I just feel like this was McMaster's chance to like go ahead and secure the bag. And here's the thing with the hurdles. You've got to get over all 10 of them.
Yeah.
They pop up and they get in your way. Third place was Capello from Turkey. He ran 48.45. But shout out to Dos Santos. Dos Santos is another athlete that's just like very lovable.
Yeah, and he's having a consistent season as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's been running all year. Like he's been in dang near every Diamond League.
Yeah.
And then the women's 800, Antonia Gould from Jamaica went 158.09.
I'm happy to see her win this race. I feel like she's always, my battery's about to die. She's a fighter. And so
she always runs very aggressively.
Yeah.
And Keely Hodgkin, the 19-year-old who got silver, ran 158.16. And Jimmy Riki ran 158.77. Kate Grace, who's been doing really well, she got 5th with 159.22. So they split. The split was like 57 flat, basically. And Gould to the lead like she always does. And Natasha left the live, as she always does, at least once alive.
That is not true. I went to get my spare battery because I'm on 18% and we're clearly not going to make it.
Yo, when my battery dies, this is going to die. But But here's the thing: is like Hutchinson tried to like pull up on Ghoul, but she went so wide. It was so weird. I was like, I don't know why you're doing this, and it might have just been like her showing her age because she was all the way out in lane 3 for no reason, and I feel like that's what cost her her catching Ghoul because she was right there. I mean, 09 to 16 was the difference, and it was just like, girl, what are we doing? Yeah, I was confusion on that race, but I just felt like where are we going? Why are we going this wide, especially on the home straight with no one in front of you?
Yeah.
It was weird. All right, let's get. Do you want to get into?
I was about to say, which one we getting into?
I want to start with the hottest girl this season, which means I want to talk about Fred Curley because, baby, look, Fred Curley is the only man ever to win a Diamond League in the 100, 200, 400. All right, as
you know what he said about his race too?
What do you say?
He was on Race Take Instagram live after the race, and he was like, it was a sloppy race. He's got to do better. Yeah, he wasn't too happy with the win. He was happy with the win, but he wasn't too happy with the race.
I thought he was good.
Yeah.
I did feel like his start was a little, but I don't expect a great start from Fred Curley. Mm-hmm. And that's no shade. I'm just saying he's coming from a 400 background, so. Yeah. But I feel like his top end speed looked really good. His technique on the way home, because sometimes I feel like I don't know how to describe it, but he like runs like very, up in here when he's doing 100. But he looks very smooth to me. I'm trying to pull up. And we saw Michael Norman. He moved down again.
Norman got out. He had. I gotta say, the quarter milers are doing it in the 100 because Norman was leading for a while, and Curley ran him down. Bromell ran him down.
He was solid, yeah. So yeah, Curley ran 994, Bromell 997, and Norman was season best of 998. We talked, was it last live or the live before, where we talked about, the 400 being a different energy system, mm-hmm. and which is why we might be seeing these like long sprinters looking a little tired. And I'm wondering, is that why Michael is dropping down to the 100?
Speaking of, is that why he's moving down? Aisha said he had to close real hard because Mike Norman was running like he was awake today.
He said, y'all gonna stop sleeping on me.
No, he said I'm gonna stop sleeping on myself.
I feel like that might be the reason why he's not doing his event. Is like, look, I ain't got it done around the track, but I could hop in this 100 real quick. Like, but 998.
But it does also speak to his fitness too, though, because
I just said that.
To move down from one of the reasons why, like, I love to sprint, but one of the reasons why I don't sprint late in the season is because I can't stay healthy. Like, speaking of being like different energy systems, it's different muscle groups too, different fast twitch muscles. And so like that's one of the things where it's like, man, we would love to see how fast I could truly get. But by a certain point of the season, I can't run any more 200s because I run the risk of getting hurt. And of course, the 400 is I had an injury this year from the daggone 200. So I think it still speaks to, although he may be resting from the 400, it does still speak to his fitness to be able to run hundreds as fast as he is this late in the season and still be healthy.
Also, a stat that they put out is him, Michael Norman, and Fred Curley are 2 out of the only 3 men in history who have run sub 10 hundreds, sub 20 200s, and sub 44 400s. and the other person being Ben Eager. So they are an elite club.
Very
And it
elite
just
club.
goes to like the versatility, the athleticism, the range. They said they got range, okay? Home on the what? Range. And I'm here for it. Like I said, this is a Fred Curly's fan club. Like, we stand. But y'all need to watch out now. These 100 boys better watch out, because the quarter miler said Allison ain't the only one who can get a 4x1 spot. Please believe. And the last race we need to talk about. Women's 200. The girls were going. Christine, I never say her last name right. Can you say it for me?
Umbomba of Namibia. She's a silver medalist from Tokyo. She's only 18 years old. This was her first Diamond League win in 2184. Sharika Jackson of Jamaica.
What was your first Diamond League?
Sorry?
What was your first Diamond League back in 1999?
You still salty? You still salty? I took you to task earlier. she tried it.
Track Girl Summer is about to be over, guys. Welcome to our last episode. Okay? Because I can't work with this woman.
1990 something. What was that was cute.
League? I want to know.
That was cute. My first Diamond League.
Well, I guess.
Or are you asking me? Because I've been around since the Diamond League started.
Yeah, since the Diamond League didn't exist, what was your first like pro big like, but like not your first pro race, but like your big pro circuit race? You know what I'm
saying? My first.
Like, I don't want to say like it was USA's. I don't know, like your big.
My first pro race was the Paris Golden League.
Okay.
Yeah. Paris.
How was that?
It was good. I got third. I ran 50 point something. Came home with 5 years.
Mine was London. That's where I met my best friend Ajay. It was both of our first Diamond Leagues. And
where did I go? I went to Paris. Not Oslo, the other one over there.
Someone said they could see
Stockholm. And then there was another one that I did that year. Rome. Yeah. All right. Back on the 200.
Marika took the bronze, 21.95. My girl Dina Asher Smith looked good in that bun, 22. 04 with a PB, which is like great for her because, you know, she had a rough season. I don't want to say a rough Olympics because she still medaled, but she had to pull out of her individual races due to hamstring issues. And to see her come back with a PB, like was it PB or is it season best? I think it was a PB.
No, it was season's best. Season's best.
Okay, I wrote that in wrong. So I was like, I swear it's a season best. I don't think it's a PB because I'm like, she's run faster than 22. And Sha'Carri Richardson ran 22.45 with that red hair because she said she was feeling fiery. I think she needed to win this race to make the Diamond League final, so I don't know if she's going to be in the final.
Yeah, I think at this point, the only way she would be in the final is if any of the finalists decide that they're not going to run.
Yeah. Dina ran a disgusting curve. Mm-hmm. Like, she caught Sha'Carri, because Dina was in lane 3. She caught Sha'Carri quick. Mm-hmm. But she wasn't able to hold off Christine, who I feel like her curve a little shaky, her start a little shaky, but then again, we know that she's coming down from the 400.
Yeah, she's got that 400 closing speed. Yeah.
Yeah, the way she closed. Shop was closed. All right. And like Sharika also ran really well. I feel like she always ran. I feel like Sharika gets slept on, and she's always in the mix. Um,
Oh yeah, she's always. Oh, the chat is moving. Hold on, I'm trying to get some.
and then Sha'Carri, like she looked kind of like how she looked at Priya at the end. Like she just faded, and she looked like stiff to me. Like at the end, like she looked like she was tightening up and just stiff at the end. Um,
Child, I feel like if I say anything about that girl, somebody gonna come for me in the comments. So I'ma just. What she ran?
here's what I'll say. This is why I said
22:45.
earlier. This is why I said earlier I was excited to see her run against the big dogs because I feel like she had like this is gonna sound bad, but y'all say I'm biased, but I feel like if we're gonna be honest, like in the short sprints, the US has not been that girl for a minute. Like this year and last year, we only had one woman in the final for the 100. We've done better in the 200.
We've had her
But
here, Tiana Daniels. Go check out that past replay. Shout out to Aisha for the timestamps. If you only want to watch Tiana's interview, the timestamp is there for you to check that out.
I'm just saying, like the
Not
international.
not this is a safe space. I hate y'all.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it's a different level on the international level when it comes to competition, and especially competition depth wise. I'm not saying the US girls aren't moving. I'm saying that it is just like I said, it's a different level, and I was excited to see Sha'Carri run with the big dogs because we even said in her previous interview, she said she feels like a little baby because she hasn't broken 22. And I'm like, and you run against girls who run 21 like because that's what they do. And it's a different type of speed. It's a different type of gear you have to hit. You cannot sleep on the curve because these girls are getting out. You have to be able to close because these girls are coming for you. And it's just a different level of sprinting. And I feel like we all go through that. Like in college, I remember at NCAA's, I had to worry about Georgianne Moline and Georgianne Moline only. Maybe Turquoise Thompson, but really I was worried about Georgianne Moline. One girl. You get out here on the international level, the professional level, I gotta worry about lanes 1 through 9. Mess around, sleep, and you don't make the final. And so I just feel like I'm not saying I'm judging her off of these 2 races. I'm just saying like you're still young. She still has time to develop and grow, and like she's running against the big dogs. And I'm not saying she don't have a chance to be a big dog. I just feel like track and field, I don't sometimes feel like doesn't do a great job of being like, hey, here's a new great young sprinter, which is great. They do a great job of that, but then I feel like sometimes they forget to be like, but let's remember who's been holding it down for the past X amount of years. Let's remember who's been solid. Like I feel like they don't. They said it was the Sha'Carri show, and I'm like,
let me. All right, go ahead. Let me finish. Let me change my battery, and then it's burning me, and I'm gonna say it. I'm probably gonna get lit up, but I'm gonna say it because it needs to be said. But I'm gonna change my battery.
Like, how are you saying it's a Sha'Carri show? And this is no hate to Sha'Carri. It's more of like, it's just logic to me. I'm like, how is it the Sha'Carri show? And the girl hasn't broken 22, and you have girls. You have Dean Smith, who is a world champion. You have the Olympic bronze medalist, Olympic silver medalist in the race, and it's a Sha'Carri show. Like, I feel like y'all go like, and when I say y'all, I'm talking about the people who are marketing these things. Y'all go with public opinion over performance, and I'm just not one who does that. Like, I want to see the numbers. I'm not being a hater. I'm saying y'all are putting her in this position because she ran well. She got 4th in her first Diamond League, which is great. But when you guys put her up as this like, oh, she can't be touched, da 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 da. Like you guys, like she did very well given what she's run before. But right. Y'all make it a Sha'Carri show, and now all of a sudden, like, oh, she had a bad race. She really didn't have a bad race.
Tag me in, please.
Go ahead.
Tag me in. I think Sha'Carri has a very bright future ahead of her. I think
Yep.
she is a great athlete. I think she is a fast athlete. I think
Yes.
that she has a ton of potential. I think that we haven't seen what she can do just yet. I think the
Yes.
issue that we are running into is that we have an athlete who is spicy. I've said it time and time again. I enjoy the spice. I enjoy what she brings to the sport. It's We can't argue the fact that the world had stopped to watch track and field for Sha'Carri. What Sha'Carri has done is run fast in situations where she's run against people that she does not respect.
You think she doesn't respect him?
I think so. Because
I don't
Sha'Carri
think she.
let me finish. Sha'Carri
Uh-huh.
ran 10-7 at NCAA's 2019. She came a few weeks later and could not make the team. Okay? 2020, everybody knows what happened. 2021, I don't think that she respected anybody in that final at the US Nationals. Just being honest. But and all the factors still matter. She was flat. I don't believe that she's not training. I believe that she is training. I just believe that she needs a little bit more experience, and she needs a little bit more experience in those hot races. And I think that she doesn't like the 30 days off that turned into probably 45 or 2 months off because of timing or whatever. I don't think that that served her. But I think, again, she gets credit for the attention that she does draw. And as I've said, I'm not a hater. I enjoy the spiciness. I sit back and I'm like, "Ooh, girl, you like that tweet? That's how you feel? Ooh, girl, you turned it on violence? All right, let's do it, you know?" But I think the facts are the facts, and those are the facts. She's a fast girl. She has run fast times. But every week
Yes.
we get on here and we talk about we want to see the matchups. We want to see Sha'Carri against the Jamaicans. We want to see Sha'Carri in this 200. And it's facts. 22-4 is not a bad time. And also the 100 is more so her event than the 200. But I think for me, that's what I want to see from Sha'Carri. That I don't only want to see you run fast while you're doing all of this that I enjoy. I want to see you run fast against those people that you're doing all of this towards. And I know
And
I'm going to get raked over the coals for it, but that's just how I feel.
but here's the thing: I don't think she doesn't, or maybe she doesn't publicly respect her competitors. I think the media does not put enough respect on her competitors'
Facts.
name.
Facts.
And that's and I maybe I wasn't saying it as eloquently or as distinct as that. And that's what I was trying to get to. Is it's like because Sha'Carri didn't really have a bad race. Like she ran us all the time. Like
Right.
she's running against amazing
She's
athletes,
still
and
running elite times. Even in us
you guys.
talking mess about Prefontaine, she ran 11:15. I can't run no 11:15. That was
What I'm
still
saying is,
fast.
but she's running against girls who can run faster than 11:15. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is like you guys are acting like, oh my gosh, Sha'Carri, like it's not a guaranteed win for her. Like there are girls out here really balling, and
Mm.
I'm not saying Sha'Carri doesn't ball. I'm just saying like it makes sense when she doesn't win because not because she's terrible or she had a bad race. It's because she's going up against girls who do this for real.
She ain't
And
going
not
up
saying she
against
doesn't do
girls.
this
She
for
going
real,
up
but
against
like
women.
ain't nothing easy out here. It's
Going
really
up
not. It's
against
not a game. That's
women.
why it's called track and field. We don't play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Peter
that's
Wagner,
not how
I
it's
agree. I don't think or I'd hope nobody wants to see her fail. We want her to run lights out. She can do it, but not consistently. Exactly. That
yes,
and that's
yes,
that's the point
yes.
that yeah.
She can't run consistent, and and like I said, like a lot of things were going up against her to make it so she couldn't be consistent.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna calm down because I feel like this is a problem in our sport,
Yeah.
in that
And
if
that's
you
not her
wrap our
fault.
if you and it's not her sport. It's not her fault.
Yeah.
If you wrap the hopes and dreams, the excitement of the meet into one person, then like it's like, oh well, the meet wasn't great if Sha'Carri doesn't show up, or the meet's not great if Sha'Carri doesn't win. And it's like like I said, I love the sport. I love the people that are in our sport, and there's so much more than our sport has to offer than Sha'Carri's tweets.
Yeah. But you know what? And that
Yeah,
point,
and
I think
Sha'Carri's
that,
tweets are great, and that's a part of it. But I'm like,
but to that point about it like not being her fault, because
oh yeah,
she's tweeting about it, she's tweeting things, and here's the thing: they may or may not even be directed at anybody, because you and I have had our debates about some of them too, right? Where it's like, yeah, we all kind of, pump ourselves up, and we all have our things where it's like, this is what I have to tell myself to go out there on the track and perform. And what I was saying was, I feel like I more so speak about myself and about how I need to pump myself up. Whereas, even though she may not be naming people, it does seem like it's aimed at other people. But when I say that it's not her fault, it's not her fault because the media chooses to
it's not,
pick up this stuff. Like
it's not our fault when
the shade room posted about her Instagram post today. You know what I'm saying? And so we've talked about it in other events where there are other athletes who the spotlight should be on that athlete because they're the reigning world champion, the reigning Olympic champ, the reigning world record, this, and that. But the spotlight is on someone else. The media does that. We do that. The ones who are consuming the spiciness, So it's not her fault. It's not, because I'm consuming it. I'm here for it. I'm not gonna lie.
do you feel, or can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
You said that like her tweets or her social media seems like it's aimed at someone. Do you think it would be problematic in the way, or as controversial, if she was a dude? Because I feel like guy athletes have luxury of being, of being cocky and like, like and of having beef with other athletes, or like we talked
I think
about.
that's fair. That's a fair argument. But would you like a tweet? You're making a very fair argument. But would you like a tweet of someone saying that Shelly Ann Fraser Price looks like Lil Wayne? There's this, and this is where I'm saying that there is a different, and that's what she did. She liked the tweet of some, or just one of the things. And that's what I'm saying, where there's trash talk, and I agree. There is a clear difference in how men can be rivals and do their trash talking and do their thing, and women cannot do the same thing. But then there's also a level of some things just, nah, bruh. Like,
but you know what? It might also just be like on I don't want to, I was gonna say psychotic, but like let me finish my point. On the world stopped to watch The Last Dance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And MJ is like low key psychotic in the way he would play these mind games. So that's what he had to do to be a competitor. And like maybe that might be what she's doing, is like on some like I need to run with a chip on my shoulder. I need to feel like the boy, like that. I don't know what your process is,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, I've said that, like, I've said it recently where
I believe that she twisted Allison Felix's words, because y'all already know. Y'all know.
but y'all listen. Y'all thought Kori was dysregulated earlier. Don't send her through the roof now, okay? Y'all know when Allison comes up, her blood pressure is going to go through the roof. But I've also said that some of the things that she said, like her interview after the race at Pre, I didn't really feel like she said anything wrong. I just wouldn't have said it in an interview. I would have went home and written it in my journal. But these are things that athlete to athlete, that's what you got to tell yourself. I'm not made by this race. I'm still the 6th fastest woman ever. She was wrong about it can't be taken away from her. But you supposed to talk to yourself like that, because you got to leave that race there to come to the next one and run even better and show up against your competitors. So, I agree with you. I feel like if a male athlete had said that, it wouldn't have been this big thing of like,
You
oh,
watch
she's
these boxers.
unsportsmanlike, she's this and that. I just would have written it in my journal instead of saying that in a live interview, you know?
I probably wouldn't have pressed on camera. But you know,
I'm saying she's spicy. Y'all just as spicy.
yeah, they can't help the drama. They love it. They love it here. That's what they said as a safe space. It's not a safe space,
It's
Natasha.
not
This
a
one,
safe space at
it's
all.
a trap. It's a trap.
And I stepped
Um,
into the trap.
English and Tori Booty ran 10-7 and never got this same energy because English and Tori don't say nothing.
Yeah. That's the if we're
Who's Tori?
honest, Sha'Carri gets the love that she gets, some for her performance, but mostly for the entertainment that she brings. And if we are going to be fair, we've sat here time and time again and said that track and field has lost its entertainment factor. She's bringing entertainment to the sport. Now she's doing it off the field. She's doing it on Twitter and Instagram, but she is entertaining and she is bringing
Are
eyes to
you
the
not
sport.
entertained?
Now,
Are you not entertained?
whether those eyes are sustainable is a different topic, but she's bringing the entertainment.
But okay, here's my next question: is she bringing eyes to the sport, or is she bringing eyes to her?
Well, that's why I said I'm not saying it's sustainable eyes, but
And here's the thing:
she's doing what
here's
she needs to do to secure the bag. And
different,
at the end of the day,
and that's what I was gonna get to because
whether
it's like
it's
you guys.
securing the bag on or off the track, the goal is to secure the bag.
Yeah, someone said a lot of people see themselves in Sha'Carri as well, and I definitely agree. I think people fell in love with like her because they could see themselves in her, and I don't want her to dim her light at all.
At all.
I just feel like the media needs to do a better job of putting the spotlight on people who also rightfully deserve, a moment to shine.
So then with that,
Especially,
we should take our own advice because we've been talking about her for a hot minute.
especially when they are outperforming her.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, like, do you want to take a question from the people? Do you want to have someone cop on the call? Do you want to end this? What do you want to do? Do you want to get in the physical altercation? Like, what do you want to do?
I got a new battery in the camera. I don't have a kid this weekend.
Oh, okay. She said
We,
I'm going out Friday
we
night.
can
Let's
talk.
entertain me.
We can talk. I don't have any more wine, but
Um, um, well, so what are people seeing in her? I honestly don't care. We keep moving these. I think people see someone who's passionate, someone who is confident, someone who is full of life, someone who has overcome struggles, which I think people are very quick to forget what she's been through this year. But yeah, I think people see a lot of good things in Sha'Carri, and I think that people see a lot of like I know girls like Sha'Carri. I love girls who are like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like a lot of people are like, I know that girl. Do you train with Gabby Hobbins and Sharika?
I used to train with Sharika Nelvis. I'm not sure where she's training now. But I used to train with her, and I used to train on the same track as Gabby Thomas, but we did not train together.
What happened to Sharika's bars? Well, she used to come through that trap
Yeah,
on
she used to do
mixtape.
some freestyles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wanna give some hints? I don't feel like we have to give hints. They're confirmed guests. You wanna just
Oh,
talk?
yeah, I was gonna do that in the outro. On Monday we have, you guys know, I say I'm a fan of people, but like I'm actually like president of the Will Clay fan club, and he said he's coming through to Track Girl Summer. They're excited about it. And then, do you want to announce our Wednesday's guests?
Wednesday we have Anna Cockrell.
They can't see it on the camera, but
Yeah, I zoomed in too much. Change my story. And then on the 15th, on September 15th, we might as well just give the people what they came for. We have Bache,
Archie.
the Olympic gold medalist, Jamaican Hansel Parchment, the men's 110 hurdles, will be joining us on September 15th. So we got some big things to come.
Someone says we love Serena Williams, who embodies. They said not true, Kori. We love Serena Williams, who embodies confident trash talkers. We just like our talkers back up. Let me tell you something. The world has been so dirty to Serena Williams. It is not even funny. Like, Serena does not get the respect that she deserves. Like, do you remember that whole controversy where you've had cartoonists make racist caricatures of her? Which was it? The French Open told her she can wear her outfit that she put on because she was trying not to die after giving birth. Like, they refused to call her the greatest athlete of all time.
I think she has been disrespected
over and over. So,
but I think she also has gotten her respect.
She does get love, but I'm saying if Serena was a man,
I have no comment because I do have different.
I'm just. All right, let's go to another question. Someone said I saw an interview with. I'm assuming you guys are talking about Sha'Carri, and said my wife, she is us, meaning the personality is familiar. Run that commercial for this week's guest on Sunday. What commercial?
Okay, All in the Game. This is why I was over here like, yeah, agreed. She's saying that we should do a commercial for Aisha's been on me about us doing better promoting.
I was like, where is this commercial, Aisha?
How did you feel about Lolo Jones getting all the attention when she competed, even though she has 0 world championship and Olympic medals? She does have an indoor world championship medal. Yeah. And
didn't she might have like the indoor world record?
I don't know. Our fact checker Aisha will probably let us know. But I do think that I like Lolo. Lolo is a great hurdler. But yes, she did not have any world championship or Olympic medals in track and field. But I think she's another one who secured the bag. And although it wasn't necessarily on the track, she did a good job of telling her story when the mic was in her face, which it was put into her face a lot. She took the opportunities to tell her story. I think another thing that she gets
is the American record.
Yes, the American record. But I think she also made the investment in her story being told. And I think sometimes that gets lost, where sometimes it's like, oh, the media needs to do a better job. Yes, the media should do their job, but also as someone who employs a publicist, I understand what it means to have someone have a marketing team behind you that's out there telling your story. So no, you may not be the winner or be at the top of the podium, but you've made the investment behind the scenes to where your story is pushed to the front. And Lolo is one of those people. And
well, I feel like I don't have a problem with Lolo Jones getting attention. I think you guys I don't have a problem with Sha'Carri getting attention. What I have a problem with is like them being the only ones that get attention.
Right.
And I feel like, especially at the Olympics, I feel like the media was lazy. I feel like they had this story like around Lolo, and it was like this whole marketing thing around Lolo. And then when she didn't win, they just were like, "Let's just stay the course and just keep pushing Lolo," and did not give Dawn Harper Nelson her flowers. Did not give Kelly Wells their flowers, and that has nothing to do with Lolo. But I do feel like,
and I agree. I agree, but here's the context of the story that I feel like often gets left
just like
out.
that.
Huh?
That is from Dawn. Dawn and Kelly did an interview, which was like very shady at him.
Yeah.
And then Kelly said that.
And so this is what I was gonna say about, I feel like sometimes the context isn't complete because in 2008 Lolo was the favorite. Lolo was set to win that gold medal, but she hit that hurdle, as we always say, or you always say as the expert hurdler here. You got to get over the barriers. So no, she didn't win the Olympic medal. And it was like, and Lolo, I've even heard Lolo say it herself. Not winning that race, hitting that hurdle is the best thing that ever happened to her. I've heard her say it herself. But that is the context of, 2008. She was supposed to win the gold. And I shouldn't say supposed to, because Dawn won, and Dawn won because she was supposed to win. But Lolo was the favorite. Leading into the games, Lolo was leading the world. On paper, Lolo was supposed to win.
The reason Lolo hit that hurdle is because
2008 and 2012, Lolo was still on the teams. She was still performing well throughout the years. So it's not like, she hit this hurdle, she wasn't performing well, she wasn't. And I agree with you. Like, the other girls should get their love.
I didn't say
Dawn should have got her flowers for sure. But I do feel like a lot of times that context is left out, that like, this girl was actually the favorite. She was actually.
No, and I get that. Because the thing is, because I've watched that race several times because I'm obsessed with like Dawn Harper Nelson's technique. Lolo was going so fast, her technique could not handle how fast she was. And I feel like that's why she hit that hurdle. It's like she was moving. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you're moving that fast, you don't have enough room to navigate the barriers.
Gail Devers. Gail Devers is the Olympic gold medalist in the 100. But we all know
Bobby said he had left the stadium. He was like, he turned around and was leaving. He was walking up the steps because he was like, oh, she got it.
She got it. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is you cannot tell me they treated Dawn Harper Nelson like she was the Olympic gold medalist.
I don't disagree. That's why I said I'm not disagreeing.
And I'm not saying Lolo was chopped liver, didn't deserve to be there. Like, she made the Olympic team. She was in position to win. Like, had she not had the hurdle, she would have been that gold medalist. Mm-hmm. But the gold medal went to Dawn, and y'all act like she was chopped liver. I
don't disagree. I don't disagree, but I do.
I think we don't agree. And I was like,
I do agree that
or like
Lolo hit the hurdle and Lolo continued to sell her story. Dawn won the Olympic gold medal, and Dawn expected her story to be told without telling her story. And all the pieces have to go together for it to happen the way that you want. Now, I'm not letting NBC and the media off the hook. I'm not. Mm-hmm. But Lolo, every opportunity that she got to tell her story, she told that story. She sold it.
But I just feel like
Dawn did do a good job of selling her story.
But okay, I also feel like the story was also framed by the media that Lolo lost her gold medal and not like Dawn won it. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, it was framed by her marketing team that put that out there. So again, I'm saying, like, she made the investment in the story being told.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to make the investment in the story, I know that there are 400 athletes that are like, I whooped her ass all the time. Why are they talking to her? Why does she have this article, this magazine spread, da da da? because I made the investment.
Yeah. Someone brought up, and it ain't been right since the end of the day. That's a
And colorism plays a part in
Here's the
it
thing.
too.
Wait, hold on. I want to go back to someone said
Facts.
that's the memorable story. It's not though. It's like Dawn Harper, like she has an amazing, incredible story. Like she
What
was
is
dang
it?
near homeless, huh?
What is it? Okay,
The
that's the first time
she was
I
dang
heard
near homeless.
that.
She had it wasn't like she was homeless, but she was living. Well, see, this is why she needed to do better. But it was like she was trying to scrape together money. I don't know if she borrowed a pair of spikes or she had like to scrape together her money for spikes. But like it was like she was broke, trying to get to these Olympics. I'll research. I'll come back with the Dawn Harper. We'll come back with
See,
Dawn
I
Harper.
know these things. I know these things because I trained with Lolo the year after, right? Not Lolo. I'm sorry, Dawn. I trained with Dawn when I was with Bobby, and so I know these things. And so you and I can sit here and say we know these things, but some of it is you've got to go out there and tell your story. And I'm acknowledging a big part of it is you can't tell your story without the media coming and interviewing
like
you after your race. But newsflash people, you can't start telling your story at the games once you've won the Olympics. You got to be telling your story before. We're seeing it with Track Girl Summer, right? Like we were like, oh, we're gonna do this thing, and then we started doing it, and now we're trying to play catch up to the runaway train. You've got to be telling your story before it happens, because once it happens, you've missed your moment. So
yes, we both came with Dawn. I just like I agree, but Dawn could have done a better job telling her story. But like, we're not going to sit here and act like the media wasn't trying to hear it in the first place. And I think colorism had a role to play in that? Absolutely.
absolutely.
Because
I'm not here to dispute any of that.
Even said that's the marketable story. People also decided that Lolo was a marketable girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was definitely different 13 years ago. Listen, Twitter came about while we were in Beijing, okay? Yes. If you don't have a media machine behind you, who is going to hear your story?
Also, could Dawn at that time afford a media machine? Like, let's get into the real tea.
I mean, probably not before '08, but after '08, I mean, Dawn was Diamond League champ a few times over, world champ, like
She was super consistent and like still I feel like doesn't
I
get the
ain't counting
flowers.
her coins, but if I can afford a publicist,
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I count mine and I can't. Um, do y'all think colorism plays a factor in Dola?
we've talked about this. I forgot about that. Are we still talking about that?
I
All
just
right.
don't want to be in people's panties. Me personally.
I want another sparkling water, but Kori
But
will call me out for leaving the screen.
It's fine, go ahead. But I applaud her for, having discipline and sticking to what she believes morally. Imagine how much harder it is to not from a first world country. It seems no one cares about your story then. Maybe from an American, but I feel like if you're from a country outside the US and you actually out here balling, you're a national hero. Next show, we can vote on the top beats in track and field history. Number 1, me versus Tasha. Number 2, me versus anyone who says anything about Allison or Ajay.
Hi. Tonight was interesting. It did get a little spicy between you and I. Are we still friends?
I still love you.
You do?
Okay. We were never friends. We've always just been colleagues.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. I consider you a friend. You're in my favorites in my phone, which is an elite group. We talk too much. Honestly, it's more a convenience thing. Am I not in your favorites?
You are. You are.
Okay.
I don't know. No, you're not in my favorites because I don't have a favorites, but you are like pinned at the top of my text. No, I don't have favorites, but I have pinned messages, and you're in the top. You're in my pinned messages. So I guess you're in my favorites.
Can I
Those
ask a question
favorites
to the chat?
you're gonna
How do
ask.
you guys feel about the merch? Do you guys like it? You guys have been asking for it. You guys like the design? Someone asked for a hoodie. Um,
So we're
what
working
would
on
be
hoodies.
um, but right now we got a hat, we got a shirt. Um, Aisha, don't order anything because we're gonna send you something directly. Honestly, we owe you. All proceeds go to Aisha the Great. When you purchase something on Track Girl Summer, so they want black T-shirts. Y'all want color? Y'all working with the color pattern? Um, Natasha's in charge of shipping, so talk to her, Victoria.
I don't know how I got that job. The next batch is coming to you, okay?
That's fine. I figured I was gonna say that. But yes.
I should just ship the whole
Um,
thing to you and let you do. I mean, now that we have ordered.
Victoria said she got a hat and shirt, but would like a hoodie. Okay. Mine was on some
Uh,
BK. Some people gotta act like that. I don't think I have like beef with anyone in my event, but I don't like I'm not close with anyone in my event. I don't know if I did that on purpose.
doesn't matter. All right, we are at an hour and 52 minutes. Any
An
last
hour and 52?
yes
No wonder I have a
last
body so bad.
questions before we get off because it is Friday. I don't have my kid this weekend, but I do have homework. I need to finish. It's been 3 weeks since we moved, and I'm still not unpacked.
They really going up for these weeks and on a
Now
tumbler.
y'all want tumblers? I
I
mean,
got a water bottle or like I feel like a mug or a water bottle would be very like appropriate. But yeah, let's get these hoodies together.
all right.
First, I'll need to sell out these T-shirts. Something with a pool, umbrella, and pineapple. I have to work in a meeting, so you can wrap it up. Aisha said she has places to be, and we don't do track or something without Aisha.
You mean something like this? There's your pineapple. There's your pool.
I had to change the website a little bit because it wasn't optimized for mobile, but I changed it a little bit. Okay. All right. What do I say at the end of the show? Thank you guys for coming to Track Girl Summer. We've had a great time with you guys. We'll be back on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Look at me knowing what time we're doing things. Actually, I'm actually not confirmed on that because our guest confirmed for this time slot, and he hasn't gotten back to me on the afternoon slot, so we might be back.
Yeah,
You'll find out.
because it's also on the West Coast, so that
yeah, that's early. So we're gonna do whatever Will wants to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure you follow Natasha on the things, follow me on the things, and more importantly, follow us on the Twitter, the Instagram. Go to our website, shop our merch. Zoom in on that cut. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And remember,
trying to do new stuff.
I don't know what you're doing. And remember, no matter what time of the year it is, it's always a Track Girl Summer, baby.
Bye, guys.
Get the merch. Hoodies coming soon.
Thanks for watching.
I had a fun time with everyone.